What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Fans View podcast. Today's guest is a longtime independent wrestler. Fans will definitely remember. She's made a name for herself in WSW, Shine, Ace, promotions all over the Northeast. She's even been on WWE television, and she helped pave the way during a period where women weren't always given the greatest opportunities. Please welcome to the show, Miss Brittney Savage. Brittney, how are we doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on. I definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have on honestly, I don't think I'm overstating it when I say a pioneer in women's wrestling, especially in the Northeast.
Thank you. I really, truly appreciate that. I've was with wrestling for like 19 years of my life. So I definitely, that means a lot. So thank you.
Absolutely. You've been away from wrestling for a while now. What's life look like in 2026 for Brittney Savage?
Let's see. I've had a lot going on, personally. And then I have actually gone back to NYWC, but not wrestling. So I help to co-host a podcast every now and again. So okay. Kind of, dabbling back in, not
just dipping that toe
really.
in. You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. Once a worker, always a worker.
Yeah. I mean, I stepped away from wrestling for a decent amount of time. And for some odd reason, it always just draws me right back in. But my top priority is obviously my daughter, right? She's getting old. She's never, sorry, my background. There's my background. Oh, that's so sad. Now we can see my entire kitchen.
That's wonderful. Nice and clean. Go
amazing.
You.
That's amazing. So sorry about that. That background was cool. So that's sad. Very sad. But yeah, so she's getting older. She just told me, I think it was last night, that she kind of wants to go down to see wrestling, which is shocking to me. So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, it's in the blood. It must be in the blood. And
do
yeah,
I should wrestle? Absolutely.
I should have specified too. And I say you've been away from wrestling. You've been out of the ring for a little while now.
Yes.
Do people still recognize you from your in-ring days, or has enough time passed that it kind of catches people off guard when you're like, yeah, I was a worker for almost 20 years.
So you're talking about wrestling, right? Like wrestling,
yes,
when I go down to wrestling. Okay. So no, I mean, a lot of them for the most part, especially like NYWC, that's the only place that I've actually gone back to, because it was like family to me. And I was with NYWC for a long time. They opened me with welcome arms when I needed a different school to attend to, while I was on the road literally like 4 days a week. So that was cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's like really like taken by surprise, like that I was a worker,
right.
Because, which is good, right? Because if you're a wrestler and you're aspiring to be a wrestler, you should know, especially independent wrestling, you should know people who have paved that way for you, regardless if it's male or female.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said that better myself. To kind of go backwards, growing up, were you always a wrestling fan?
So it started when I was in 7th grade and my best friend wanted me to watch wrestling. I was like, what is this? I was like, what the heck am I watching? So I started becoming involved where I would sit down, watch WWE, and I grew up with 2 older brothers and I was the one watching wrestling. So make that make sense. But yeah, and then I stopped watching it for a while because I started getting older. I was like, this is so weird. Just, I don't know. I was, again, like senior in high school. I was like, I don't have time for this. And then I started getting back into it. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I could definitely do that. I was working at Abercrombie at the time. And I was like, I think I want to be a professional wrestler. And then my brother just so happened to meet this kid at the gym who was an aspired, wrestler. So I went down to the school with him and he ended up quitting and I ended up staying. So it was just me and all males. That was fun.
Yeah, I was just about to say that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
What were those first few months of training like? People really don't understand the beating your body takes those first few months, especially when you're trying to develop calluses and everything else.
Yeah, so I mean my first few months of training weren't like others, right? Like I didn't have it so easy when I first started training because I was the only female. And back then, it was more difficult. It was nothing like it is now, right? Like women's
Right.
wrestling, like, everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." Back then it was not like that. It was not like that. I legit had to stay on the outside of the ring for
Right.
vast majority of my training. And I think it was like maybe a month or so in when I was finally allowed inside of the wrestling ring. And then right from there, it just things happened so quickly for me where, I got that call from WWE. I got to go. I was so green. So I don't know. It just, again, a lot of things happen so quick. So if I could be on the outside of the ring 100 times over and over just to accomplish everything that I've accomplished inside wrestling, I would do it again. So.
Yeah, and you know what? We were gonna save it for a little bit later, but you did just bring up, the WWE opportunity. How did that kind of come about? And can you talk a little bit about that opportunity?
I was shocked, honestly. I think I might have sent in like some videos, but I didn't expect anything to ever come from it because I had barely worked on any shows at the time. So I remember I'm terrible with my phone. I don't listen to voicemails, horrible. But for some odd reason, I decided to listen to a voicemail. And at the time, her name was Kristen. And so Kristen from WWE gave me a call. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I missed that opportunity. So that was fun. But then they found a new opportunity for me at in Providence, Rhode Island at the Dunkin' Donuts Arena. So I got to go. So I was like, oh my God, I need to work so hard. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was between myself and another female. And they had to decide who was going to have a match and who wasn't. And I was the chosen one. I got to wrestle Beth Phoenix, who is so sweet. Like she was so nice. She introduced me to Vince. So very welcoming. And I was shocked. And, I felt like things were happening so quick. And I was like, I don't know if this is a good thing or if it's a bad thing. So
Right. And that's kind of what I wanted to ask you was when you have that kind of success so early in your career, do you think you were kind of spoiled by that? Or did it make you even hungrier to want to get there full time?
I mean, I think that I was definitely hungry for it, right? Spoiled in a sense, like, could I have been spoiled where people were booking me because I was like that girl next door image, and I also went to WWE, possibly, but I worked my butt off so much. Like when I tell you, like wrestling was my absolute life, where I would be at training 3 times a week, and then I would be on the road, like I said, about like 4 times a week. I'd be having like sometimes 2-3 matches a day. So I really worked for it. Like, it's not like it just came easy and things were handed to me. After WWE, I got a phone call with, MTV2 where I was able to, go down to Vegas and work. Well, I didn't really work. I was a girlfriend. But I got to push a midget off the top rope. That was so fun. That was like the funnest thing ever.
Boy, the 2000s were a wild time.
Yeah, they were.
Speaking of them being a wild time, how difficult was it back then to make a name for yourself as a woman? And did you feel that pressure to constantly have to prove that you belonged to be there and you weren't just eye candy?
Absolutely. Like from day one with training, right? Like I felt like they kept trying to like push me out the door because I was a female. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, no, like this is something that I want. I have a passion for it. I'm going to do everything that I can to accomplish what I want. And I'm going to get what I want because I'm going to work hard for it. Do I feel it was easy? Like I said, no. So, we were considered to be the popcorn matches back then.
Right.
So like every time, like and also people looked at women as, a sex object, if you will, right? Like,
correct.
That's the only thing they cared about. It wasn't that, oh, she can wrestle. She has that, wrestling knowledge. It was just, oh, there's a girl with a pretty face and she's wearing like a two-piece. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so gross. Like,
Yeah.
so gross. But it made you work harder. And you know what? A lot of the times where even if I would wrestle at a wrestling show and there were maybe like 5 people, 10 people, I used that as like training in a sense, but I had the adrenaline behind it. So it was like practice, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I want to talk about your time in WSU. That became your home for quite a while. You were a multi-time champion there. Did championships matter to you personally at that time, or was it more about earning the trust of the locker room and the promotion? Because obviously, if they put a title on you, in storyline, you're the champ. But in the back, that means, hey, we believe in you to be one of the faces of this company. Is that kind of what motivated you?
Yeah, I mean, titles to me, honestly, it's nice, right? But it's not the reason why I was wrestling. I wasn't wrestling because I was like, oh my God, that needs to be mine. Like, you know, like some people take it so serious and I'm just like, whoa, calm down. But when I first got handed a title, it was the WSU tag title with AJ from WWE, Miss April at the time. So we weren't supposed to win that match. It just so happened that the 2 that we were supposed to wrestle against, they were late and they weren't reliable. So then the promoter decided that he was going to just toss those titles right at us. And this is our first time working together. So like, we didn't know how our chemistry would be, right? And then she goes and gets signed by WWE, and then it's just me with 2 titles. So, you know, I got kind of like tossed around a little bit with different people, like other workers, but
yeah. I hope that AJ kid did something with her career. I hope it worked out for her.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been in contact with her in a while, but I know she was killing it. So
yeah, for sure. You also won the J-Cup tournament twice, which is a huge accomplishment. It's a very big deal up in that region. What did those tournaments mean to you? That had to be kind of a special time in your career.
It was exhausting.
I love that Northeast honesty that you can't help yourself.
I'm so transparent. No, again, like I'm like such a humble person. Like I appreciate everything that I had received. But that's the other thing too. I didn't want people to feel that I was just getting these things because of my name and things I have done like that. I just wanted them to know like I was getting it because I'm reliable and I always show up. But it was fun. It was nice. Again, it was like really exhausting. I had to wrestle so many times, but I was in such great shape. Oh my God. If that was me now, I'd be dead after the first match. Like, gotta come sweep me on up.
Love it. I love it. I respect the honesty. Who were some of your favorite people to work with, back then in your prime? Who are some of the favorite people you like to step in the ring with?
I definitely loved working with Rick Cataldo. I feel like we had such a chemistry and, he and I were put together because I could not speak on the mic at all because I was always so nervous of what people thought, like the words that would come out of my mouth. I didn't want to offend anybody. And then it finally clicked to me, like, who cares? Like, no one's taking it literal. And if they are, then they probably shouldn't be here. Right. So I would definitely go with him. Mercedes, she was another one for me. Alicia, I got to work with them all the time. So those were the 3 big ones for me. And then there was a time where I got to work with Velvet Sky. That was fun. Awesome Kong, Angelina Love. So,
man, that's a who's who.
Yeah, for sure. Miss April. So,
absolutely. And while we just brought her up, want to give a shout out to Alicia. She battles her health issues and different things going on. We want to throw a shout out to her that we're thinking about her. Women's wrestling today is to say is a completely different landscape is the understatement of the century. Do you ever watch today's product and think like, damn, I wish some of these opportunities existed when I was wrestling every weekend?
To be completely transparent, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I really don't.
Fair enough.
I see clips and things like that, and I think what they're doing is absolutely amazing. The females, they have so much more TV time. They have so much more time in general, whether it's on independent. But I love it. I really do wish that was a thing back then. But, in order for that to be a now, you needed to go through all those hurdles. You needed those people, like you said, to pave that way for you. So
absolutely.
I'm definitely glad that it helped.
For sure. Eventually you did step away from at least in-ring work. Was that a difficult decision, or is that something that kind of happened gradually and you were ready to get out?
So the first time I stepped away is when I was getting ready to have my daughter. And then I was out for a while because, family first, right? Family above everything.
Absolutely.
And then I decided to make my way back to the world of wrestling. But I have so many injuries that for me, like even trying to get back in the ring, it was like a lot for me.
Right.
My neck is like really messed up. So, I'm again, like dust, I will fall apart in the ring. But I mean, you never know. I love being around wrestling. I think that's probably the biggest reason why I really don't watch wrestling anymore. And when I go to the shows, like I said, do the podcast, but it's hard to be around it when you have such love and passion for something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm absolutely. Like, never say never, unless like a doctor was like, you absolutely cannot do it. But I don't even want that to happen. I'd rather be the one to make that decision for myself. So you never know. Right. It could happen. Is it going to happen right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Respect. One thing that fans forget is, wrestling ends for everyone. Father Time's undefeated. How difficult was it for you, if at all, was it for you to find your identity outside of wrestling? Like you said, you were an in-ring competitor grinding multiple matches a day, multiple days a week for years upon years. How hard was it when wrestling wasn't there anymore?
I would say like it's different. It's different, right? Because I was so used to, like you said, always being out on the road. I had such a different life when I was in my 20s. I was striving. I would say if I had to step away from wrestling and I didn't have my daughter in my life, I feel like that's where I would notice it the most. Right. But because I have her, I feel like it didn't really matter to me, right? Because she was like my number one priority. So it wasn't as difficult, I feel, as it could have been if I didn't have her. So.
Right. And being a wrestler and a parent, obviously, are both incredibly demanding. How has becoming a mom changed your perspective, not just on wrestling, but just in general?
I mean, she's just like me, which is great, thankfully. No, she's like a really good kid. So I was very blessed with her. I feel like, I've been a single mom for 10 years now. So for me, I feel like, I just, like, even with wrestling, you kind of have to learn, right? Like how to navigate life with things. And I feel like it was I guess, tough a little bit in the beginning, but then I got the hang of it and I was like, this is simple. So
I love it. Well, now in 2026, looking back, when fans hear the name Brittney Savage, what do you hope they remember?
Hopefully they remember somebody who is actually like, I was always so nice to the fans. That's the biggest thing, because respect to other wrestlers, but there are a lot of wrestlers who, once they start making a name for themselves, they kind of forget like the reason why they are existing inside of the world of professional wrestling. I've always been that person who will go out of my way to say hello to a fan. I will welcome a fan with open arms, for any kind of conversation. I will never just be like, get away from me. Like, obviously, if you're being disrespectful, that's totally different. But it's hard. Like, even like musicians, like if somebody is a huge fan of someone and then they go meet that person and that famous person is like treating them trashy, like trash, that's heartbreaking, because that's your idol. You idolize them and they're a jerk. Like, so that's how I always felt like I wanted to be. I just wanted to be that kind of person. So that's pretty much, I guess.
I like that from the fan perspective. Trust me, we appreciate that as well. Speaking of the fan perspective, these are my last two questions. They're my favorite questions. The first of which being, this is the Fans View podcast. I'm just a fan. What are you a fan of outside of professional wrestling?
Shopping. No, let's see. I love like movies. I love horror movies. I love Halloween time, Christmas time, things like that. Being able to go out and do fun things with my daughter. So that's pretty much what I'm a fan of, I guess.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, and karaoke. Love karaoke nights.
I'm gonna leave that to you. They can miss me with the karaoke. And finally, last but not least, at this stage of your life and career, obviously with in-ring competition behind you, and maybe you're dabbling a little bit in wrestling still, but obviously you're a mom, you're an adult woman. How do you define success at this stage of your life?
Success is just, to me, it's about waking up every single day, going out and doing what you have to do. And, I'm not just living for myself, I'm living for my daughter. I'm who she has. So for me, like anything that I can to be successful, and, do what I have to do for her and for myself, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. Well, Brittney, this has been absolutely wonderful to have you on. Hopefully we'll have you on again in the future. I mean, I feel like we barely scratched the surface of your career. You did so many awesome things, throughout it. But I want to give you the floor to plug your social media, plug that podcast you're dabbling in, and anything else you might have going on.
Going to look for the Instagram because I just started it back up. I don't have Facebook or anything anymore. Okay. So Instagram, it's at the Brittney Savage.
I had to change so that's pretty much the only social media right now out there as far as fans go.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about the podcast?
Oh, the podcast is Beyond the Barricade.
Okay. Beyond the Barricade. Got it. Well, when you guys are done watching the Fans View podcast, go check out Beyond the Barricade too. And let Brittney know at the Brittney Savage on Instagram how much you enjoyed it and how much you enjoyed her appearance here. And make sure, guys, while you're on Instagram, go ahead and follow the Fans View podcast. Head over to YouTube, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Comment, all the jazz. And most importantly, guys, at the end of the day, don't forget to call your moms.
If you haven't liked or subscribed, you're going to be joking me.